Hey everybody. So we're going to be talking about NFTs today and why they get so much hate and why I personally think all this hate is a good thing and the 4 use cases I see NFTs filling in the future. So how did this all get started? So I ran across this article here this weekend. You guys may have seen it too, but someone bought this image of, I guess you could call it sexy Pepe the Frog for $500,000. That's a lot of money. And so he just owns the right to this image. So the creator of this image, who sold it for $500,000, then went on to release 46 identical NFTs. And that caused the first buyer to sue them because their JPEG, their NFT, is now worthless. So he paid apparently $537,000 at auction for this controversial image. Now, what else could you get for a lot less than that? Well, I went ahead and popped onto Zillow. I found a 5-bedroom, 4-bath, about 4,000 square feet for only $450,000 on Zillow. Now, this home looks really nice. I don't know about you guys, but I would much rather have a nice big home at about $100,000 less than just owning the rights to a JPEG as an NFT. And the sexy Pepe the Frog NFT isn't even the most expensive one. So this is an article from Dexerto, the top 10 most expensive NFTs ever sold. Number 9, you can make this in clip art, $7.6 million apparently. 7.67 million. Clip art. Clip art. Clip art. Clip art. Oh my goodness, almost $24 million for that. So you see why NFTs are getting such a bad rap, and you are not alone in that line of thinking. And if you go on any forum, this is just a random Reddit forum thread talking about the sexy Pepe the Frog lawsuit. People, you're going to see all these comments exactly the same. Perfectly shows how dumb some NFTs can be. And NFTs for JPEGs, they're just simply a link to a JPEG on a server that could go down at any moment. So you see why people are so apprehensive about investing in these NFTs. But here are the 4 real-world use cases I see NFTs thriving in. And those 4 options are going to be DRS, NFTs when it pertains to music, real estate titles, as well as validating physical merchandise. So DRS stands for Direct Registration System, and this is a service where you can actually take hold of the actual shares that you purchased. Because when you're purchasing shares on whatever platform you're on, for example, Robinhood, TD Ameritrade, you name it, those are brokers. So when you give them the money to, say, purchase a share of GameStop at, let's call it $100 a share, you give them the $100 and then they are supposed to go out and buy that share on your behalf. But with all the allegations of naked shorting and brokers actually not going out and purchasing the shares, or there's no shares to purchase but they are still taking your money, this has caused a lot of anger in the community, especially among the retail traders. Now, if you use NFTs for every single stock issued by a company, so for example with GameStop, let's call it 21 million shares, that's 21 million NFTs. So instead, while you are buying a share of stock, what you can be doing with NFTs is you are buying an NFT that represents the stock, and all those transactions are tracked on the blockchain. So this would eliminate any question about whether you actually own your shares or not, and if there's actually shares outstanding and who holds exactly what amount of shares are out there. And so when we're looking at NFTs for music, the main thing you want to look at is how are musicians going to be rewarded for their work. And with NFTs, they're going to be able to take out a lot of the middlemen. So with musicians releasing NFTs for their music, albums, even concert tickets, that's going to bring the prices down for fans and put their music and their product directly in the hands of the people that care about them the most. So if, for example, your favorite brand releases a new album and they're only releasing 1,000 albums, okay? Well, they make each one of those albums an NFT. Well, you can be, if you're a super fan or you just really want to own the album, you can buy the NFT, and now you know you are only one of 1,000 people who owns that album. Everybody else can still listen to the album, but you yourself know that you own that album. And that makes things a lot easier for fans and musicians to feel rewarded for the money that they are putting in, as well as their time and effort. The next one is going to be home titles. So why is a house title important? Well, a home's title tells us who legally owns it. It also tells us who has a claim to the property. Now, housing titles are very difficult depending on where you are. You're going to have to deal with lawyers, you're going to have to deal with government agencies, yada, yada, yada. Well, if you make home titles NFTs, there is no confusion in the line of people that have a claim on that NFT or who had ownership of that house's title. Now, this will make things a lot easier. I know here personally in Puerto Rico, when we were looking at a piece of property, we had to pay a lawyer a couple $1,000s just to make sure that the people we were dealing with when looking to buy that piece of property were the ones who actually owned it. There is horror stories from every single spot in the United States, not including just Puerto Rico, where someone thinks they own the title, turns out they bought it from the wrong person who didn't actually own it. NFTs solve this problem. So the way NFTs are going to help out with physical merchandise is when it comes down to counterfeit items. So say you're a company like Prada and you're looking to release 1,000 new handbags and you want to sell them on Amazon. What you can do is create 1,000 NFTs where one NFT equals one handbag. So when those handbags go to Amazon and as consumers purchase those NFTs, they receive a handbag. Now, if Amazon gets more than 1,000 of those handbags, they can quickly check how many NFTs do we have left, where did those other packages come from? And that way, even if it's from a reseller should have that NFT from the original purchase. This is a very quick and efficient way to cut down our counterfeit costs, and the counterfeit industry is massive. And this is going to save consumers like you and me a lot of headache, and companies like Amazon a lot less on overhead and spending a lot of money on technology in order to track and try and stop counterfeits. Now, those are the 4 ways I personally see NFTs becoming a mainstay in our future, not just by people purchasing JPEGs or clip art for hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars. If you think I missed one, please let me know in the comments down below. And if you like this content, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll be sure to make more content like this. Thank you guys so much for watching.